Alright, so in this video I'm going to be talking about if limited vehicles could be coming to emergency response Liberty County. So if you do enjoy this video, please do make sure you drop a like and also subscribe, but let's get straight into it. Okay, so I think we should start off by discussing the current vehicles that we do have actually in ERLC. So we have a lot of vehicles in ERLC. Now, there have been some previous occasions where there have been sort of a limited vehicle in ERLC, but I will talk about that in just a moment. But as you can see here, there are quite a few vehicles in ERLC. However, compared to Greenville, South Florida, Driving Empire, and all of these other crazy games that have limited vehicles and things, there's not that many. I think there's like 60 vehicles, maybe a little bit more for the civilian team in ERLC, whereas Southwest Florida and Greenville, they have hundreds, and so does Driving Empire. So it's much more suited for them games to have limited vehicles because they're more driving games directly, so people play them less for the roleplay and more for the actual driving aspect and just like the fun and chilling out with your friends in a car kind of game, whereas ERLC is heavily based actually at the roleplay, so there might not be a need, you know, you could say in that way, for limited vehicles in ERLC. Now, another reason that I kind of mentioned the amount of cars we have is because it costs a lot of money to get these cars made. Believe it or not, these cars, from what other games have said, like each car ERLC ad probably costs like at least $100 and probably a lot more than that, to be honest, because they're very detailed, and that's the kind of price you pay for very expensive cars in Roblox these days. And obviously because it's ERLC, it's obviously makes a lot of revenue, so they can afford to pay this much on cars. However, I don't think that they would spend like, for example, let's say it's $100 to make a car. I don't think they would spend $100 to make a car, to make it limited, for it to only be on sale for like a week or maybe even less, then take it off sale when no one can buy it again. Because ERLC does, I assume, spend a lot more money on their cars and the models of their cars compared to Southwest Florida and Greenville and that kind of thing, because they have so many cars that they can, like, it won't really make a difference if they have limited vehicles. Whereas ERLC, like, everyone knows what cars are in the game. Like, if you play the game a lot, you'll know like the Bugatti, the McLaren, the Audi R8 and the like Ford GT are like the most expensive cars, whereas in like Southwest Florida and Greenville and Driving Empire, you've got like loads of different cars that are the most expensive, and they can have the limited vehicles and people wouldn't like be too bothered about it. Whereas in ERLC, we only really get like an update every 2 weeks maybe, and in them updates, let's say we get like average one vehicle per update, whereas games like Southwest Florida, Greenville and Driving Empire get like 10, 20, possibly even 30 vehicles in one update. So it doesn't really matter if they have limited vehicles in them updates. Now, I will quickly talk about how I think we have had limited vehicles in ERLC, but not really ones that you keep. So I think it was in the Halloween update 2020. Now, it could have been 2021, I don't remember. But in one of them updates, they added a Ghostbuster vehicle to ERLC, which you could unlock by collecting a certain amount of candy from someone's house or from like the houses in the game. And when you got that certain amount of candy, you could go and spend it and buy loads of different things. And one of them things was a new car, and it was the Ghostbusters vehicle, as I already said. So a lot of people did that, and you could say that was a limited time car. It was a limited car. It was only on sale for a little bit, but once the Halloween update was over, the car was completely removed from ERLC, and everyone that had that car instead got the Ford Bronco, which is a very, very good vehicle, may I add. It's definitely one of the best in ERLC, but is it really a limited vehicle when once you actually buy it, you don't keep it, and then like a week later when the Halloween update is removed, you don't actually keep that vehicle, and that vehicle disappears from your inventory. So we haven't really had like limited vehicles in ERLC, and for the reasons I said earlier with how much it costs to get the limited vehicles in, and how it would kind of be like quite a major update for ERLC to add limited vehicles, when for other games like it's not really a big deal. That's just because ERLC doesn't add much in their updates, and that's because I think they mostly go for quality over quantity. But yeah, and obviously also, as I mentioned earlier, because it's not a driving game, ERLC is a role-playing game. All of these other games, yes, they can be used as role-play games, but you know, Greenville and Driving Empire and Southwest Florida, they are all kind kind of also driving games. I think that's why there's such a heavy focus on all the cars and how they have so many cars and they have so much detail and things you can do with their cars, whereas ERLC doesn't. Like there's no there's no interiors, you can't like see any of the engines really. You can kind of see this, but that's nothing really very special. Whereas in them other games, like you can like open the front and see the engine, or the back and see the engine and whatever, in Driving Empire I think as well. So yeah, I think that's kind of the main reason why ERLC won't add them, and it's just because it won't really suit their game. They don't add enough updates to warrant limited vehicles, and there isn't enough cars in the game to make it worth, in my opinion. And I think that's also the factual reason from the developers why they don't. Now don't get me wrong, in the future they definitely could add them, and they probably will add them in my opinion, because it's like when people ask me, are they going to add this, this and this, it's like, okay, well at some point they probably will, because why would they not? A lot of people have asked for it, it's just not at the top of their development list yet, but at some point there's literally no reason why they couldn't add it. So I think that definitely we could get limited vehicles in the future, but I'm not sure when that could be. But if you did enjoy this video, please do make sure you drop a like and also subscribe. Please make sure you check out everything else from the description. Follow me on Twitter at AmazePlays_. We do loads of Robux giveaways and loads of funny tweets and update leaks and video teasers and stuff over there on Twitter. You can also go and follow my Instagram AmazePlays_ as well. You get some stream highlights on there, some funny posts, some stories, and again some update leaks and some video teasers. And of course join my Discord server at discord.gg/amaze, along with following me on TikTok at AmazePlaysYT. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.